Welcome back to the World Record Show, World Record Network. We talked some World Cup, some Phillies and Sixers. Talked a little bit about the women's team who are just coming off the World Cup victory over Japan. The men just won the other night, and they're advancing in the Gold Cup. That's part of, I guess, qualifying either for the next year's Olympics or the next World Cup. It's part of the long qualifying process. We talked about the Sixers with Joel Embiid tonight. Sixers announced he's out for a season again for 2015-2016 with a foot. His career's in jeopardy. How I mentioned how the drafting of Okafor was smart, and even if Embiid was healthy, you still take when the Lakers drafted Russell, you take the best available, and Okafor was the best available. You still draft them, but now they look real smart, in my opinion, in drafting them. They need him. They need a guy to complement Nerlens Noel. And we talked about the Phillies a little bit. It was 1-1 last I saw. How they're struggling. They just announced a new president, Andy McPhail, who comes from the Orioles. He has history with the Twins in the 90s. They won a World Series championship. He's built winners. He's built that Oriole team that's playing pretty good ball right now. Last year's AL East champs. He built them. He's been out of the game for like 2-3 years, but he built that Oriole team. Now we're going to discuss, there's some issues going on. We'll start in the NFL. Greg Hardy, Friday, got his 10-game suspension reduced to 4 for his domestic violence thing. I don't know how to take that. With how they handled the Ray Rice and Adrian Peterson stuff. All this off the field. They should let that. I have no problem. There has to come a point in time where the commissioner has to make decisions like on this. It shouldn't be down to an arbitrator. He's in charge of the league. Players are subject to conduct, how they conduct themselves on and off the field. That should not be That should not even be bargained in the collective bargaining agreement. In my opinion, you do something off the field that's detrimental to the NFL. That should be the punishment. Should be at the discretion of Roger Goodell. On the field, like Deflategate. He's in charge of the NFL. That you're just messing with equipment. That should be whatever Roger Goodell decides. That should be it. And speaking of Tom Brady, the ruling on him should be coming down this week sometime. That came out this past week. And I still feel the way I do. They should vacate the Patriots Super Bowl. Brady should be suspended the rest of the year. I don't care how much money the NFL loses. When you mess with a ball, I don't care. When you mess with a ball, that's sacred, in my opinion. That's like scuffing a baseball. That's like deflating a basketball. You're determining enough. Yes, the Patriots would have won that game regardless. But you can't mess with a football. Or with any equipment. You can't do it. It's unethical. And this is the problem in this country right now. Nobody has any ethics, morals, or anything. we'll get into that later. I might discuss what went down in South Carolina. Um, but I think I got no problem. I think Hardy should instead of 10, he should have been maybe close to half the season, maybe like more like 5 or 6 games, just to send a message like, all right, next time you're gonna miss a season. But I still feel about Tom Brady. Patriots should vacate that Super Bowl. Tom Brady should be suspended the rest of the season, suspended a whole season because he knew what went down, what was going on. I don't care what anybody says. Patriots fan or not Patriots fan. So that's what's going on there. A lot of stuff going on at Florida State. One kicked off the team, another one just thrown off the team. There's a video out there of that freshman quarterback, and I have to applaud his attorney a couple nights ago when he came on and he said he shouldn't have done it, and that he's getting help, and he said about he's going to some facility with that. And it came out how the woman in that video before that made a racist statement and threw the first punch. I have how I deal with that. I'm not gonna say that, but other than when somebody throws a punch, I'm gonna defend myself. I'm also gonna say that woman who threw that first punch should know better. She should know. She should know better what was gonna happen, and I don't believe in hitting women. I'm just gonna let it at that. I'm not gonna say. All I'm gonna say is whoever if anybody if I didn't instigate it and anybody throws a punch on me, I'm gonna defend myself. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But he's an athlete at a major university. He should know better not to be in that and put himself in that situation. It's hard. I know it's hard for me to say what I would have done if I was in his spot, but a Division I athlete, you just can't put yourself. And like other sports people have said, you just gotta walk away, and it's hard to do. But I got my own opinion, my own thoughts on people throwing first punches at you or doing something to you first, regardless of who it is. Me personally, I would retaliate because I'm not gonna let, I don't care who it is, I'm not gonna let somebody beat on me. Man, woman, whoever, I'm just not gonna do it. But I'm gonna fight back. But I didn't see that whole video as well. But I'm just going what other sports people have said. She initiated the contact, initiated everything by a racist statement and throwing a punch first. But again, I'm going to reiterate again, he should not have been in that situation in the first place. But I have to applaud his attorney that he's dealing. He's not making any excuses for him. I have to applaud him for that. And he said he's getting help, and hopefully another school, gives him another chance. away from that, we'll go to Penn State, who got kid from Michigan, the number one kicker in the country. Good get again, but I have to question why draft a kicker when you have a guy in Joe Julius kid from Lower Dauphin from Hummelstown, who's going to pretty much. I think he's going to be the kicker this year, unless you're planning on carrying two kickers. I like it in the recruiting class. The recruiting class for next year right now is a top 5, top 10 class. Franklin, when he said last year when he did his first press conference, dominate the state. He's not only dominating PA, he's dominating the East Coast, and he's starting to dominate the Midwest as well. And he's branching down south and going west. So he's not only dominating the state. I think he's dominating the country in recruiting, and I can't wait. I cannot wait for this year. There's a lot of I've heard some stuff about Penn State, how they are a team to look. They are an underdog. They are one of the dark horses for this year. Some are picking them 10-2, and I think they can do 10-2 this year. To be quite honest, they gave Ohio with an undermanned team last year. Gave Ohio State all they can want, and they're going to be pretty much full strength this year. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for them to play Ohio State this year. At the Horseshoe, so that game's going to be interesting. So we'll see. We got some stuff planned. Hopefully, here before the first football game, I will have my NFL picks. I will try to do some kind of college preseason my top 25, and do some kind of high school preview. But I will not, since I am a statistician with Millersburg, I will not make a Tri-Valley League pick. As to who you would have to ask me privately who I think will win the Tri-Valley League. But I will not put it on the airwaves, so that way it's bulletin board material for other league members. I am looking forward to October when EJ comes to Millersburg, and former coach George Miskinnis, as he is taking over at EJ. I have my opinion on that. He got a raw deal at Mifflin County. 2 years ago, he led Mifflin County to the state Elite Eight. Almost, they were one game away for being in the Western Final. Last year, had all kinds of injuries, and now the AD at Mifflin County, new AD, decides to open up that position and give it to a guy that really hasn't done a good job at EJ, and you think he's gonna, and he's moving up the Quad A, and they're going into the Commonwealth, and they're in the Commonwealth division of the Mid-10. I think EJ got a good coach in Coach Miskinnis, and I think Mifflin County is making a reach, and they're going to regret not having Miskinnis at Mifflin County. I don't think they got themselves a good coach. That's just my opinion there. But we'll do some kind of league previews by the first week of the season. So we got a lot of stuff to do. I got some stuff to work on. So thanks for watching and watching these videos and supporting what I'm trying to do here. Much appreciated. Don't forget. Probably won't, unless there's major news, sports news, or whatever going on. I probably won't do one for a couple weeks, but if there's a lot of stuff going on, I'll maybe do one this coming weekend. The fire, don't forget Norrisburg fireworks are this or Friday. And a big shout out to Doughboy and Feaster. He does doing a magnificent job there at Doughboys. He's got the best sandwiches and salads in town, in my opinion. So he hasn't let me down yet. So kudos, could keep up the good work and support him. There's a lot of good places to eat in Norrisburg. So and in the area, I was up at the Villa Shiano's last night for a supper. Pretty good. Uh, Try to support the local restaurants here. There are some good places. Max's, I highly recommend Max's. Swing is pretty good. Uh, they have their price range fits your they fit your price range. Most of the places do in the area. So, but I'm gonna try and hype up some places that I go to. So, uh, go to Brett. He'll hook you up, Mr. Doughboy. He does a phenomenal job. So, again, thanks for our video, watching and listening. We'll see you maybe in a week or so. This is the Lowell Record Show, Lowell Record Network. It's after midnight. It's time to go to bed. We'll see you around. This is the Lowell Record Show, Lowell Record Network. Have a good night. See ya.